Well, awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
How does it feel?
Scary?
Yeah.
In what way?
Just the unexpected.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a little frightening for us just because we've seen people that's in the past that have been, they seem like they're really up and up, above board and legit, and then it turns out that they're not always that way. In my previous line of business, I saw that sometimes where it seemed like, we had clients that were trying to swindle other clients and vice versa, and it's hard to know. You want to think the best of everybody, but
Right.
it's you don't always know because you might come in the next day and it'll say a closed sign and they're gone. So not that I'm thinking that of you, but just in
Well,
general.
what are your concerns right now with the transaction? Like, what's that feeling? That scary feeling?
Oh, not the transaction. Boy, I thought you were talking about like moving out of my house that I've been in for 15 years.
Oh,
No,
okay.
the transaction was fine.
All right. You had me worried.
No.
I'm the other way around. I'm like, I can't wait to get away from it. So
I know.
Oh, that's great. Okay. All right. Now we're on the same page. So, for the closing interview, I kind of just want to recap. What was the process that you went through? Why did you decide to sell your home? What was the situation?
So we were overloaded with debt, and we decided on bankruptcy. Initially, we just decided to walk away from the house. I've talked to a few people at work, and one of them suggested, going through a We Buy Houses people just to get rid of the house because they had had problems after their bankruptcy with the house getting into the bank's property and not theirs. And it was just a huge mess.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, if we could get a little bit of money from it, it's better than just walking away. Yeah, help pay for the bankruptcy.
That's great. I mean, like we discussed when we were at the house, our laws are written for that reason, for certain needs that people have. So when we discussed the property, I remember when we were walking through the numbers, and that's kind of where we arrived was, well, it might be a little bit tight for my team, but what's the alternative? Bankruptcy, right?
Yeah.
So if we can get you a little bit out of the property, it's a net positive, right?
Oh, definitely.
So that's,
Yeah.
I'm super happy that we were able to do it
Mhm.
and that it worked out that way. Great. So, why did you decide to work with Bear River Home Buyers, our company?
Because you were on, what's it called? Better Business Bureau. I was just looking up companies through them because I didn't want a fly-by-night company.
That's good. So you do your research.
A little bit, yeah.
Did you do that on everything, Andrew?
most of the time, most of the time she's the one that does the homework, and I'm the one that jumps in and dives into things without really any thought. So.
Well, you make a good team then.
Yeah.
Right? Well, fantastic. How was your experience working with us?
Pretty good.
It was really good, yeah.
Yeah. You gave us instructions every step of the way. I wasn't feeling all lost. That helped a lot. Since we were trying to figure out things with the apartment, it was just nice to have you text me or call me or whatever and say, hey, we sent you this, just need you to sign it, get it back to me.
I appreciated the flexibility, like having to call you today and say, hey, can we have a little more time? You could have easily said, no, this is how it is, but you were flexible and willing to work with us, and I definitely appreciated that, because we've been just up to our eyeballs trying to get everything together in time.
Moving is always twice you're expected.
Yeah.
In both, time and sometimes cost even.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's probably why your friend said, hey, maybe you should look at these home buying companies. Because that's what we try to do. And I say we in the broader sense too, because I know a lot of people in the industry. The other buyer that came right after me that you talked to, is actually a friend of mine.
Mhm.
So, but that's what we try to do, is make it easy, really. Make it easy, straightforward, and take the stress of selling off as much as we can. It's still stressful,
Yeah.
but hopefully it's better than it otherwise might have been.
Mhm.
Fantastic. So, would you recommend our company to other
Yeah.
sellers in
Yeah,
your situation or similar
definitely.
situations?
Mhm.
Great.
Did you want me to say no?
No, I want your honest answers. Right?
Okay.
And you guys have always been very straightforward. You've been great to work with as
Thank
well. So I really appreciate that.
Oh.
Is there anything that we can do to improve our service?
I couldn't really give you any pointers.
I don't have any suggestions.
Yeah. I really liked that loop program. That was really,
Oh,
Really?
Dot
Oh,
Loop.
the dot loop, yeah.
Dot Loop, the
Yes.
electronic signature service.
Mhm. That was very handy.
So, last question. If you were to give advice to anybody else in a similar situation, what would it be? What have you learned through the process?
Explore all options. Because, I mean, foreclosure is an option, but I didn't really expect, I mean, I figured, both you and would come in and say, there's no way we can make this profitable. And I think maybe that I was considering that from the standpoint of if I was to pay a contractor or if I was to try to do this myself, I don't think they could, but where you guys have a system set up and a team of people, it seems like it's probably, there's more possibility there than it would be by yourself.
it was a lot more viable than
Mhm.
doing it ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
fixing that sucker up. So,
Yeah.
yeah. We're kind of almost glad to see it being fixed up.
Mm-hmm. It's what we always wanted to do, but we just didn't have the resources.
Yeah.
So hopefully somebody else will have a better experience with it and be able to enjoy it.
That's the plan.
Yeah. That's
Fantastic.
the idea.
And you'll be still kind of in the neighborhood, so you can, as you're walking your dogs, you can keep tabs on it. All right. Well, fantastic. Thanks so much for being flexible too. And I know today was kind of last minute, but I'm glad we could get that out of the way. So now you can continue to focus on the rest of the move.
Definitely.
And with a more relaxed timeline now. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Great. Thanks so much.
Thanks
And,
for driving down
yeah, and they'll give you a
unexpectedly. And we appreciate it.
Yeah, for sure. And they'll give you a call as soon as it's recorded and funds, and they'll have your check for you. So,
Awesome.
all right, thanks for swinging by. Congratulations. Good
Thanks.
luck with the move.
Thanks.